The last tutorial was about chord progressions and chord inversions. This time I will give you an example how to take these basics and develop a song with it. We take another simple chord progression, 6, 5, 4, 3. But it is very boring to just hit each chord 4 times and play a melody by using white keys randomly. I'd like to share a few ideas how to modify this improvisation. Let's start with the left hand. We talked about happy chords and sad chords. For example, this is a happy chord and this is a sad chord. But what makes a chord happy or sad? It is the key in the middle, because for a happy chord we go 5 half steps up from the first key. While for a sad chord, we just go 4 half steps up from the first key. The first thing I like to modify are these keys in the middle of the chords, which make the chords sound happy or sad. I would just leave them away and let the melody decide if this is a happy or a sad chord. In addition, I will speed up the chord progression by just playing each chord twice. These chords are also called power chords. They have the power to sound both happy or sad, depending on the melody context. What else could we modify? Let me play our 2 keys of the left hand chords, one after another. This sounds a little bit like a bass line, but it's too high for a bass. Therefore, we shifted 1 octave down. We can leave it like that, or you can think of more modifications. For example, we could double our root key 1 octave higher. This doesn't sound like a bass line anymore, but like an alternation of bass notes and chords. This is just one example what can be done with a chord progression. Eventually, you will find that every musical genre has its own accompanying styles. For example, also blues and boogie-woogie use these power chords because it is somehow floating between happy and sad. Very often have a change from keys 1 and 5 to keys 1 and 6. Or for a country folk polka, you will often find an alternating bass of keys 1 and 5, with key 5 shifted 1 octave down, and these come on beats 1 and 3. And on beats 2 and 4, you have the chords. You can also simplify it and play it with only the left hand, like this. However, let's go back to our 6-5-4-3 chord progression. Now, when you start to improvise by playing randomly wide keys with your right hand, then try to repeat good sounding parts. It might become a theme. You can alternate between the theme and freely improvise parts. Let's say this is the theme. And in between, you try to improvise. Something like this, for example. I tried to give an example how you can modify the playing style of your chord progression to make it sound more interesting or just different. Improvisation doesn't necessarily mean that you may not have a melody or a theme. An improvisation theme is like your home harbor. You can relax while you play the theme and think of your next improvisation part. However, everything we have played during these tutorials does not sound very jazzy yet. Therefore, I will show in the next tutorial how to make your chords sound jazzy. See you later.